welcome everyone. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. Having trouble talking already. Let me do some clearing. Today's April 3rd, 2020. I have two masculine reads for you again. One is from around midnight last night and the other one's from today, the one in front of you. And so I'm going to get right into it. The first one's a lot quicker. So if you're only going to watch one of the reads, watch the second one. I'll try to remember to put the time below, but someone else can do that if I forget to do it. And please forgive me. I have issues with remembering and recalling words sometimes. Besides age and menopause, all that kind of stuff, I did get hit by a car a few years ago, so my recall isn't that great anymore. So, but I am pretty normal for the most part. All right, so I guess that's all in your perspective, right? So we have the first read for the Divine Masculine, and don't forget these are general reads, so if it doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. It's for many, many people. And it's for the Divine Masculine, so it's going to affect the masculine within the feminine as well. It is a 7-deck read. We have the SIRIAN Starseed deck is the main deck. We have the Mini Rider WAITE. We have the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck, the Universal Golden Tarot, and then the Gilded Tarot as well. That's all of them. And so here we go. So the one from midnight, so they're both for today, April 3rd, 2020. And we'll get into the number stuff within the second read. So this first one was done, the Syrian Starseed deck was cut at 12:25 to 26, which is the Hangman and the Knight and Pages of Wands. And then I finished the read at 12:42 to 43 a.m. this morning. And that was the Hangman and then the Two of Cups and Three of Cups. Both very passionate and then loving energies. The major arcana for the first read were Shadow, which is the Devil, Tower, the Star, Higher Self, or the High Priestess, Ascension, which is the World, and before the read was Abundance, which is the Empress, and after the read was the Lovers. And we had one wand, 3 swords, and 2 cups in the first read. And we had the Page of Swords, the Queen of Swords, were the main players in the read. And then after the read, the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So Page of Swords and Queen of Swords in the read, and after the read, the Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. So that could be, you know, mothers hanging out with their kids as well. Okay. So I usually pull a few cards on either end of the read, which I do use within the read, you know, to give a little backstory, and then a little story going forward once the read's done. And the code line today was all about nature and financial discipline from the first one last night. And the number was 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune, again, that high vibration of the trill of the 1010. And we had double 8s and double 1s. So 11 is justice, 8 is the twins dancing side by side, both balanced and dancing between their masculine and feminine, and then standing side by side. And for me, the 2 8 side by side equals the infinity symbol on its side. Okay, so the code line about nature and financial discipline was all about the 10 of Chalices last night, which is that happy family, happy ending. It's an ending of an emotional cycle, but also of emotional fulfillment. And the coding here was about, again, the alternating current, which I believe came up yesterday, and air conditioning, right? The King of Swords is an air sign, the logical man. They need conditioning to get into this more etheric or heart-based energy of the feminine. So alternating currents and easing in, and easy, I was getting VTAC, so I don't know if somebody is going through VTAC, but I was getting VTAC. And then the 10 of Cups family, I don't know if someone's having heart issues, or if he goes into, you know, heart fib, going back and forth between these energies. Emotional fulfillment and the ladder, or the DNA strand, of the 8 and the dance between them at the height of the connection regarding coming together naturally and the financial discipline involved. Also acing 17, which is the star, being the star, healing, dreaming, shining your light, of heart and emotions, and that DNA strand between you, the heart transplant. So literally someone's having heart issues, or just has to do with the heart pain between the masculine and feminine and the heartbreak in separation, the 2 of Cups, and that it's natural and there needs to be financial discipline as well. All right, so alternating currents, and also AC comes up, so that can be Atlantic City or any other, acronym for AC. But coming up with the karmic and the divine feminine, and the masculine needing to toggle up regarding emotional fulfillment and deal with his DNA at the height of his nature, find out what's natural for him, what makes him feel good, and be financially disciplined about it. Some of the headers that came up were ETC, exclamation point, HDSH, exclamation point. And that was from YouTube on 10/7/17 regarding sleep chakra and needing music. So you might want to try that out. I didn't actually go into it, but you can check it out if you'd like. Team subject teacher lesson plans came up, and that was from eastgfpsweebly.com. And then convolution tables were coming up regarding mathematics. A couple different mathematics things came up. So teachers and math teachers were coming up here. And that was from ee.ic.ac.uk. And HT20 came up. And H25, single turn resolver transducers, and HT400 from amci.com. Then con.nasa came up from gmao.gsfc.nasa.gov. ACE Flight Center in the Greenbelt, Maryland, the GLA to the U.S. or to us. I'm not sure what that was saying at the end. It was all in caps, GLATOUS. Okay. So this first read, Seven of Wands, it started out with reversed. Seven of Wands reversed has to do with feeling defenseless to those energies or attacks coming in. But I like that energy because it's when you realize, it's like when the wave hits you and takes you down in the dirt, in the sand, and you can't get up because that 10-foot wave just took you down. You learn to surrender and then not care. You realize there's only so much you can do, so you no longer care when you can't please everybody. So it's a good lesson. Sometimes we need to be pushed down into the sand for a year or two in order to get that lesson, which is what the dark night of the soul actually takes you through. So at 104, which is the Magician and the Emperor, with the Seven of Wands reversed, and before that was the Abundance upright, which is the Empress, the Ace of Swords reversed, which is the Ace of the Excalibur, but it's reversed, so it has to do with splits and divides, lying, needing to get clarity or cut through the BS. And then we have the Ace of Cups upright, though, and the Eight of Swords upright before we get to that Seven of Wands, or that forced surrender. So defenseless after the Empress or Abundance, split, lied, or got clarity, or just BS. New love or self-love in prison, feeling trapped, or just the anxiety coming back. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction or drain, rising above drama to pay for his freedom. The Knight of Cups reversed, jealous. The Magician may be insecure in the aftermath of a sudden event, epiphany, at present, or a sudden gift. The Knight of Cups reversed, the Magician reversed, jealous, manipulative, avoiding family loss of finances, or took a big hit and now free in the moment. The King of Pentacles reversed, by the way, the King of Pentacles is reversed again in this read, was awake last night and moving or visiting or ending a marriage or separating, healing and forgiving, a disconnect of the Two of Cups reversed, with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Swords upright, which can be an opportunity to announce something, or it can be two children as well, who are both upright and good. So it could be a good student and a Knight of Swords rushing in with the truth or information, or clearing the fields. The slave driver, disconnected and on his own, their half of the field bare and his half plush, nice green grass and exposing toes. So, and that could be too, like when you're still living together but you're not actually married anymore, like people dividing up the backyard and like he's only taking care of his half of the yard. Is kind of like that. It doesn't have to be literal that way, but that's the kind of energy that's coming up. The Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords could be playing ball, trying to align with the gold coin and the sword. The truth and unity, but can't seem to see eye to eye or face to face. The King of Pentacles reversed, Capricorn reverse, so this King of Pentacles can be Capricorn, is coming up as just at minimum ungrounded or having a bad day, or loss of money and status, or a very greedy man, suffering in silence, at war with the kids, or in need of sunshine while clearing the fields, truth at his side and a smirk on his face. Love is a battlefield. Battle at Normandy, an empty victory, just a lot of dead and depleted sails or souls. Beached or marooned, stranded, shipwrecked, in need of sun, sick, tired, or out of control kids, overexposure to each other, no peace and quiet, hanging more curtains or quilting the ceiling now, patching it up. Engagement came up here, and below that was it is safe to love. For the masculine, not sharing, perhaps with an alcoholic, or not sharing due to debt, being scammed. Someone could have manipulated them monetarily, or whatever the inequity is in the relationship. But the surrender to move or visit or end a marriage, patient at the moment, romantic tie with feet all over the place, circle of trust now on the glass ceiling, and that's been coming up all week. It's like the masculine's putting everything he can possibly think of up like to the glass ceiling to try to get through. His body, someone else's body, like sealing his body up to the glass ceiling with 10 swords, putting the quilt up there, and now he's putting the circle of trust on the ceiling, displaying ankles and toes, flirting with feet and flames kissing. A moody Sagittarius with attitude, with liquid patience. No more sex on the beach or on the swing set. Personal growth, number 7, which is the Chariot, and beneath that was synchronicities, number 87. Happy ending also came up underneath that. Overwork or not working. The Queen of Swords reversed, grieving, or just not in their truth, or they could be lying, bitchy, or abusive. It could be verbally abusive. While the Knight of Cups is offering love and disconnect, and divorcing or breaking a contract, with Taurus reversed, or just a break between the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Swords reversed, third party and no social gathering, injustice to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Taurus reversed, and Libra reversed, not seeing eye to eye, with no social life and throwing stars on the stairs, and girls could trip or somebody did, or partying in the basement, or a party was canceled. So it's like the masculine and his partner, now that they're stuck and they can't get apart from each other, aren't seeing eye to eye or getting along. Or there's issues with kids and parties being canceled or tripping down the steps, that kind of stuff at home, like really getting on each other's nerves. At 136 is the Magician and the 10 of Wands. So at 137, the Magician and the King of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, defenseless to the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, and out of control kids, or overexposure, or sick and tired, with engagement present to romantic tie and personal growth, which can just relate to, your relationship ascending to the next level. But sick and tired of an engagement, being present to romantic tie and personal growth, right? Because the whole journey is about being tied together and the personal growth that comes from it. The recent past is the Page of Swords with a message, news, or just a child, and that can be an air sign child, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And the Queen of Cups, emotionally fulfilled with announcements, a wake-up call, unstable, moving, visiting, ending a marriage, and dealing with uncomfortable emotions, falling short without peace, with judgment, an announcement, or a call to prayer. The foundation here is the Tower reverse in the aftermath of rising above, and the 5D meditation with the Queen of Pentacles, where the secret is out, and the Queen of Pentacles is getting over her loss and regret. The center issue is the shadow, upright, the prisoner without peace, patient and depressed at night, but choosing a new path, grounding and integrating an offer of love, in need of their sunshine, or just sunshine in general, and the challenge being the 10 of Cups upright, the end of the family or emotional cycle, or emotional fulfillment. The Page of Cups upright and the King of Wands reversed, dumping attachments to issues or third party at work. The Queen of Swords speaking truth to him, Awakened King of Cups reversed, receiving clarity with hard physical labor. So somebody working hard in the yard is really helping them to meditate and process through things. Or just working out. Implementing a plan around the world, the need to use their intuition, that the secret is out, frustrated Leo or ego or their inner beast, packing for the Queen of Swords, or listening while folding laundry, listening to the Queen of Swords speak while folding laundry, offering a new life or money, time, and energy to rest, sleep, pray, and meditate in the 5D, powerless or dependent, and suffering in silence, stressed out, purging at night with headaches, no sleep, without peace, or reverence in surrender. Now is the King of Cups, the Eight of Cups reversed, with uncomfortable emotions or staying and trying to work it out in those uncomfortable emotions with Libra and Aquarius, or justice is difficult to deal with, or divorce is complete but can't walk away yet. The Emperor's uncomfortable with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Same person or partner and sister, or two girls or two co-workers, or the Divine Masculine's partner, if it's a female, actually is now in a female-female relationship. Expressing feelings or energetic exchange regarding ending pain or a painful ending, and or betrayal or back treatments and associated things. Frustrated, sick child or having tantrums and uninspired. Living together but not talking, strategizing, complete with secret out, or needing to use their intuition. Hard for everyone around the world, that everything is hard for everyone around the world at this time. Hurting each other, being stuck in the same space together, frustrated, or no arousal or just turned off, no big love at work, coming together but no meeting of the minds, taking forever to conclude, moving on, dissatisfied world, no big love at work or third party through work with Seal Divine Feminine. The King of Wands reversed is out of control, the man of passion, with a message of love he's no longer considering. Frustrated boy in his 5D meditation with powerless girl, just asking for him to love her. Suffering in silence without peace in surrender. Soon is the Star reversed, depressed, loss of hope, a need to heal and shine their light in surrender, giving up, unable to conceive of such a thing at 1:59, which is the minute before the hour, the Magician and the Five of Swords, the war within, and then coming into the 2 o'clock hour, which is the High Priestess, the higher self, and a lot of Source energy behind it, backing it up. So in a split divide lies and cutting through the BS, powerless, dependent, and or broke, or loss of money, power, and independence in a split, or unable to conceive how it could work, with no passion, no truth, and financial drains due to the state of emergency, broke, broken, broke up, down, or through, canceled move or travel, new love offered, to dump emotional attachments, or sell or trash everything in a split. The Divine Masculine seeing himself as the Queen of Swords upright, and it can be the feminine in his energy, or someone else around him, destined Empress implementing a plan, grounding and integrating love offer from Devil or Capricorn waving after stealing him from her and running away, not sharing, in debt, scammed, some kind of financial scamming, or inequity with lover recovering in exile. Wedding came up. This situation involves marriage, unrequited love, past life relationship, and for the masculine to make an effort. That great love is worth taking the steps that you need to take. Around the masculine, or how he's seen, is the Four of Swords upright, with the King of Swords reversed, in rest or meditation, offered love from the past returning, disgruntled twin, breaking patterns of feeding the beast, and the King of Swords reversed, not having it, not in his truth, and dropping the ball into the Leo's mouth inside of allowing your own twin's love. So again, the King of Swords reversed is he's not speaking his truth. He's not being in his truth. The King of Swords reversed, not having it, right? If the feminine's breaking patterns of not feeding the beast, the ego, the King of Swords reversed is not having it, not in his truth. And then being mad, then dropping the ball into the Leo's mouth, the ego's mouth, or the partner, or someone around in the Leo's mouth, instead of allowing his own twins love. So he'd rather have his pride and drop the ball into the people who are abusing him around him, rather than let go of his pride and allow his own twin's love in. So masculine needs to clear blocks of his higher self, reversed, disconnecting with his twin, because that's your higher self, and grounding 5D into the physical reality. So he needs to clear blocks about bringing the 5D relationship into his reality. Yeah. I know I was a bit angry at my twin last night, I have to say. The Emperor and the Hermit, with twin, broken, and powerless, without intuition. Each other, the Emperor and the Hermit with the light, broken and powerless without using their intuition, each other with their secret out. Financial discipline, nature, and even more so is abundance, stealing their energy to give to his partner, flirting with everyone and anyone and everyone that he wants to, hostage of the enemy or an enemy camp. The world, completion, powerless, and suffering in silence without peace and surrender. The world is healing and forgiving, and the Page of Pentacles is an opportunity or an invitation. Can be an air sign child or earth sign child as well. A good student, letting go of some cash perhaps to help repair at 219, which is the High Priestess and the Sun. The world is in uncomfortable emotions, trying to process their emotions through all of this. And the Queen of Pentacles lost the battle under the radar, feeling a failure. The Queen of Wands, Taurus reversed, is defenseless to a message. The Queen of Pentacles with the children being bad or just difficult kids in general. The Knight of Pentacles proposing to lover, disconnected and offering a new life, money and time and energy. And then the Knight of Swords rushing in with harsh words. So it's like the Knight of Pentacles proposing something to their lover who's disconnected, offering new life, money, time, and energy. And then the Knight of Swords rushes in with harsh words, which can be perhaps an announcement like I do. Okay, at 222 is in room 222, the guidance counselor show. So that's when you need your guides. The Seven of Wands, defenseless in the aftermath to the Queen of Swords in meditation and message of the devil or the shadow side or the Capricorn, and challenged by the Ten of Cups, the happy family, or Capricorn's emotional fulfillment, depressed without their intuition, uncomfortable emotions in completion of a cycle with the Queen of Pentacles, with bad memories of the Knight of Pentacles lover, offering a hand from afar, and then thanked with the harsh truth at 226, which is the High Priestess and the Page of Wands. All right. So it's like the masculine, the uncomfortable emotions in completing the cycle, because the Queen of Pentacles has bad memories of the Knight of Pentacles, or the masculine lover, offering a hand from afar, right? Never actually reaching out, and then thanked for reaching out with more of the harsh truth. Because of course the Divine Feminine is always going to be hurt until he actually treats her like a real live human being or a real live girl. At 227 is the High Priestess, and the 27, which is the Ace of Wands, the new passion. And abundance, or the Empress, in a split lies or cutting through the BS to get clarity in the situation, from a true love, prisoner of love, defenseless to message of the Page of Pentacles reversed. Avoiding a disaster in the aftermath of a fall, the Devil or Capricorn in uncomfortable energies and challenged by the Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment. The Queen of Swords, depression complete, or just the mourning going on around the whole world. And the Four of Swords is meditation, but without his higher self, with the secret out around the world. The Queen of Pentacles betrayed by offer of help from their lover. Right? So just always, it's just coming up like, you know, the feminine still hurt, the masculine still treats her like a second-class citizen, that she doesn't count, she's not a real person, and he can have her in the 5D, but she's not worth it in the 3D, and that's just the way, you know, she feels. Or just not, even talking to her as a friend or never having reached out to just talk. All that stuff coming up still for the feminine as we come to a close here. So we have the second read now in front of you. The SIRIAN Starseed deck at 1056, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and then the 56 of the Two of Swords. What else was coming up here? Oh, I did do a little meditation before I started doing the read earlier. I went into my little girl to see what was going on, and the little girl was definitely being moody and kind of, you know, her shadowy, moody side. And I asked where the Divine Masculine was, and she, with her little angry face, she's like in the middle, right? They're either in the middle, on the left for the feminine, the right for the masculine, right? But she was leaning towards the middle line. She was sitting right there, but moody and kind of snarly, you know, with attitude. The masculine, when I asked to see what he was doing, she pointed over there. He was on the left side, but he was like in a closet, crouching, like curled up in a ball with his hands over his head, like someone was going to attack him. And so that's what he was doing. But he was on the left side hiding. So he's hiding with the feminine, and which leads me to believe that he's scared of a masculine who's going to hit him, because he would hide. Why would he hide on the feminine side if his mother was going to hit him, right? He'd hide on the other side. So he may have, you know, be scared of the father. But that energy's coming in because when the feminine lashes out from her masculine side, then it causes him to go into fear, which is the masculine curled up in a ball, you know, protecting himself. So there's the feminines. They were both little kids, though. The feminine was definitely being a moody little girl. She was mad because he wouldn't come out to play. He was hiding in her closet, basically, afraid that the masculine energy was going to come in and hit him. So that was the energy. And at 11, so that the SIRIAN Starseed deck for the second read was cut and dealt at 1056, like I said. The Two of Swords has to do with knowing, but either just keeping it to yourself or pretending not to know, right? Trying to stay sane, trying to keep your thoughts balanced. At 11:04, I saw a red cardinal fly by again. I saw one in the tree the other day. And then at 11:10, which is Justice and the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Wands with the Six of Swords fell out together, which is Journey and Peace. And by the way, the Six of Swords was in the middle of this read, which has to do with peace, right? So that was a really beautiful card to come out in the middle, because that doesn't often happen. The read was completed 11:22 to 23, which is the Justice with the 22 of the Fool and the 23 of the King of Wands. All right, so opening up and taking that leap of faith as a Fool, and then becoming the King of Wands, man of passion, and rushing in. The major arcana for this read was Reflection, which is the Hermit, and Starseed, which is the Fool. Before the read came up Higher Self, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and Hangman. And then after the read was the Indigo card, which is the Magician. There were 5 pentacles, so a lot about pentacles, which isn't just money, has to do with all the practical things, money, time, and energy, and daily duties. We had 1 sword, 1 cup, and 2 wands. And then the court cards were the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Wands as well. We also have the 9 of Pentacles in there, which is the Sovereign. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Page of Wands, and then after the read, the King of Pentacles came up as well. So we have a King of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles, and then a Queen of Cups and a Page of Wands. We also have the 9 of Pentacles. That could be a King of Pentacles and 2 kids, because that could be an older teen, and then the Page of Pentacles would be younger. And then the Queen of Cups separate from them. And the Queen of Cups, yesterday in both reads, the King and Queen of Cups came up together, upright, both of them. And then today, the King and Queen of Cups are together again, but the King of Cups is reversed here. The Queen of Cups is upright, though. So, as we go on with the story, the code line was all about relationship change for this read, and the code line added up to 13 from number 5 and number 8. 5 being the Hierophant, 8 being the Strength card, and 13 being the Death card, or that portal, or that big transformation, the change that needs to happen. So regarding relationship change, the code line message was E and H were coming up. And so you can just use right? Or E.H. Hutton was coming up. But then 5 of 8 was coming up, which is 5/8. I was, okay, so where are we going with 5 eighths? And then the 8 of Pentacles, which has to do with working on aligning, working on the details, getting your ducks in a row, getting organized, being creative with your work, taking your time, aligning with your true desires. So all that kind of energy was coming up on the code line in regarding seeing the Northeast, or the Jesus Mary Magdalene connection in regarding this relationship change that needs to happen. So we'll go back to the code, but online first, some quick things. Types of crystals found in human urine and their clinical significance came up. That was from January 11th, 20 from laboratoryinfo.com. And then evaluation of crystals in formalin fixed paraffin embedded from ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. And then from crystal dash structure came up from Botanica. And then 8 crystals and stones that every empath, I want to say, who saw a pussycat? And that's what it made me think of. So I guess that's supposed to come up. Sylvester and the pussycat? Who saw pussycat? I'm getting Elmer Fudd too. So there's a couple different cross things coming up. But if that relates to you, let me know in the comments. 8 of crystals and stones every empath should have in their homes. And that was coming up from Gostica.com, Gostica.com, and that was 12/4/16. And then the group, the crystals, came up, Da, Do, Ron, Ron, right? So the song, and that was from YouTube. And then the acronyms, EH and NE, both came up in the coding. So I looked up their meanings from Wiktionary. And so emotional handicap came up, as well as eHarmony. A person's name, Era Estrefi, or I'm not sure how he or she pronounces it. It's ERA was the first name, and then ISTREFI, so I don't know if it's a name or a business. And then Apodon, APODON, from YouTube 2714. So EH means mediocre, unremarkable, sharpen, I want, I hone, before, anyway, well, oh no, he, him, it, yes, his, her, hers, its, but also liver and a gray ground squirrel, it means. Like like it's okay. All right, so that energy was coming from EH. And then from NE, which is Northeast, obviously, Nigeria and Niger were coming up, but it's also the N word because prejudice did come up here. Niger, Nebraska, NE. Norepinephrine, not evaluated. A nor'easter, but it was nortiosto. I'm not sure if that's Spanish or not, but not, nor, we, us, human, person, not, to, neither, water, river, a, and, that, they, those, don't, should, or shall not, stop, snow, from there, truly, indeed, want, mouth, snout, edge, bite, sting, animals at the head of the herd, take, for, the number, F-O-U-R, house, eat, and lip. So there's a lot here for any that had to do with the mouth. And a lot of knots came up and a lot of fours came up. So those were most significant to me coming up there. But also that it incorporates both masculine and feminine, so it's not one or the other. So going back to the code line, it's all about the emotional handicap or healing or being mediocre, unremarkable. Perhaps 5 workers, or the workers with the masculine or for the masculine, or that he works with, see not. They don't see. They don't see the humanity. They don't see the mouth. It has to do with being all mouth as well, and the number 4. So what I need to explain to you here, numerologically, I always tell you that 4 is the lower level of manifestation, has to do with manifesting, being here on this earth and surviving. And that represents the emperor, because the emperor, he leads by control, right? So that's the number 4. He's leading by ownership. He's leading by telling others what to do, right? He leads by war, not by love, not by, he leads by fear, okay? So that's the emperor energy. He doesn't see the humanity. He only sees, like, how do I take over my next piece of land, right? How do I get the people to do what I want them to do? How do I feed all these people or get them to stay happy and pacified, right? Or in other words, the emperor treating them like the animals in his herd, all right? This is the lower level. Or also the emperor seeing them as lower level humans because they're only able to fight to survive. They're not able to fight for their dreams, because 8 would be the manifestation of fighting for your dreams, okay? So a lower level energy or lower vibration might be someone who's all mouth, who likes to tell other people what to do, right? They like to hear themselves talk. So the mouth, eat, lip, bite, and sting all come up around the human condition of 3D and just fighting to survive, right? Animals in the lead, all right? So they see not, they don't see. So also freedom workers were coming up here, which then the N word was coming up, and prejudice. So being prejudiced against people who are unable to pursue their dreams, all right? And then you get into the elitist, right? Because the elitist thinks that people who are just surviving, they think they're dumb, okay? They think they're lower level people because they're not pursuing their dreams, not understanding that we all come down here to experience different things for a reason. So that we're all equal and you can't put one above the other. So he and her both came up, but also liver and the great ground squirrel coming up with emotional handicaps, right? Because the liver expresses anger and deals with anger. So you tax your liver when you're angry all the time. So it emotionally handicaps you. Mediocre 5 of 8 crystals. And also this C always comes up as different C's, right? SEE, SEA as the ocean. The vitamin C coming up again. So when you're stressed, you need lots of vitamin C. You need more than usual. And also the C, SI, as yes and if. So if not for the emperor, the lower end of manifestation of survival, and then Poseidon and Neptune came up, who are the same. They're just referenced in Greek or Roman, so they have different names. So either way, they're brother of Zeus and Hades, or Jupiter and Pluto in Roman. Okay, they're just Greek and Roman languages. So it's just different perspectives, 2 different ways of looking at the same thing. So there's room here to expand with 5 out of 8, because remember, we're referencing 4 and 8. So why did they bring up 5 ace? Because 4 is the lower level vibration of manifesting survival, and 8 is the higher level manifestation of your dreams. So 5 ace is just a little bit above half, or 4, so it's not very impressive. It's still considered mediocre. A little more than half, or 4. So the Emperor's 4 by rule and power and possession, survival and control, but the 8 by inner strength, by dancing and connection, by dreaming, imagination, and no control, leading by example and teaching others how to take care of themselves, not in order to control them, which is the 4. So we're dealing with 4 of fear and 8 of love. And 5 being unimpressive here, not close enough to 8, not trying hard enough. All right, so this is other people being judgmental of you as where you are on that scale. So people worried about 5 of 8 not achieving their goal, they see not. So they're saying they don't see. It has to do with the relationship change with self, not with other people. And that was at 1219 to 1220, which has to do with the sun exposing all and then the judgment of it. So another aspect of the difference between these two was coming up was protection. So where there is fear, protection is required. Where there is love, there is no protection required. So as an example, when I do my clearing in the morning, I always just say, God, please armor us all with your love. Okay, we don't need to be in fear. We don't need formal protection if you keep your vibration in that one of love. So mediocre workers see not. They see the 4. They see the prejudice. They see the human, the person, the river flow. They see the snow. They see the house. They see the mouth. Right? They see the things of lower level vibration instead of seeing their dreams. So someone who's in a number 4 vibration and living in fear can be an 8 if they want. It's just choosing to see things from a different perspective and trusting that, having faith in the universe. It's all about patience and faith, the whole journey, okay? So also number C4 was coming up. So I wasn't relating that to anything, but if it relates to you in some way, let me know. C4. Yeah, so that was really good, bringing up the difference between them. And how, remembering when we talk about the emperor may be a good emperor, but that's our 3D life. He's still someone who leads by controlling and owning, which is not where we're going. We're going to the 8 of self-reliance. So we start this read at the 1221, how appropriately, at the end of karma as we knew it. And this read in front of you has the Page of Pentacles upright in the underlying energy here. Okay. And then the 4 cards underneath here, we have 3 major arcanas and then the 8 of Swords. So we have the Higher Self upright, Alchemy reversed, the 8 of Swords reversed, and then the Hangman reversed. And right as I start clarifying with my Rider-Waite mini cards, the World flipped out over here. You can't see it here, my finger over here, but the right over here on the 5 of Flames is the environment. We have the World. It flipped out onto that card. So the World flipped out onto the 5 of Wands, which has to do with the conflict of the world right now. But the world's up right side up. It's not upside down, which is good. And also it's an environment, which is environment, so it has to do with the virus. So that was pretty funny how they connected that. So with the Page of Pentacles, we can have an Earth child, which could be, you know, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or it could just be a good student, right? The good kid. You're a good boy. You're a good girl. The project, the opportunity, or the invitation, or researching or learning how to manifest. The early levels of learning to manifest, like a child does in school. After dealing with your higher self, your twin, or that could be a secret, or just your abilities and keeping your abilities secret, and being in balance, though, impatient, released from anxiety and worries, and the prison in awakening, or with an idea, a spark, a light bulb moment, that aha moment, or or it's not so good, right? So the HA came up the other day, and now the EH is coming up. So the aha or the EH, the aha, all right, so the painful end, it was coming up, it was kind of a conflict here between saying they're freed from their anxiety and yet imbalanced at the same time, which came up yesterday too, that it's good to have, we need the imbalance in order to expand. So you always go from the balanced, you can't just stay balanced all the time. You have to go into the unbalanced foundation in order to learn how to make the balanced foundation and to keep you going, to keep the balls up in the air, to keep co-creating on a regular basis. So it gets into that, and I just wanted to explain that contradiction there because you might not have understood it. So the higher self, secret abilities, but being imbalanced, impatient, yet released from anxiety and worries. The prison and awakening of that new idea, that spark, that light bulb moment, which can take you off balance, that aha, or it's not so good, and then, you know, being a little depressed about it. At 1224, right there is the Hangman and the Queen of Wands, and I was getting a connect right there as well. There's a painful end and betrayal, or ending pain and back treatments perhaps, not sharing, debt, scam, inequity of the relationship, imbalance of the lovers and or their affections, recovering from exile, rejection, abandonment wounds. Twins or kids with delicate foundation come together to love and do the dance. Ending pain supports a practical recovery. Inequity supports inner children and unconditional love. Okay, so we see this. If you don't have inequity, how can you show unconditional love? Because if it's all balanced and perfect, it's easy to love each other. But it's only the inequity in the relationship that supports your inner child and learning unconditional love, right? Because only your inner child knows how to do that properly. So lovers and affection support the juggler, the performance, the act, keeping balanced by always having those two balls up in the air, the perpetual co-creation. Pain and imbalance bring lovers together to recover with innocent lover, taking one step at a time to create positive patterns, to break down in order to rebuild, and keep it light, to keep it young and fresh, like your inner child, but with the added benefit of being mature and grown up and understanding how this world works. The imbalance in the slowdown, the backtrack, the twist of fate, to clear the engine, the calcifications, the buildup, the arthritis, the stuck energy, the plaque on the teeth, and the particles that need to be released in a blast from the past, suddenly clearing the rest of it. Like backpedaling on your bike to gain momentum, to spurt up that hill, the respite to recharge and then charge that little engine that could, instead of keep pushing and pushing up that hill, just like the veins have valves naturally to give them a jump start. Implosion, explosion, all at the same time, blast off. That's where you get that really powerful energy to get the spacecraft in the air. To the Moon and Beyond, and that is a 1964 movie from imdb.com. Rod Sterling, for those of you who are my age and will remember, with rapid-fire montage of sounds and images. Arthur Lipsup's first film vividly portrayed the urban estrangement in the times of social erosion and materialism. All right, so how perfect is that? So how do I get to these headers? They're just so perfect. Spirit's very cool that way. All right, I'm going to say that again. Arthur Lipsup's first film vividly portrays the urban estrangement in the times of social erosion and materialism. And that was at the New York World's Fair. And it depicted traveling from the Earth to the universe and back, again, zooming down to the atomic scale, which you can imagine back then was a really big deal. It's, nothing right now, but the idea is exactly what's going on right now. And then Toy Story, To Infinity and Beyond came up. So Woody and Buzz Lightyear. And in the header there, it said Woody, in that scene where he says To Infinity and Beyond, Buzz was talking to Rex, the dinosaur. And he said, Woody is no longer lost. Because the dinosaur was saying, is Woody always going to be lost? And it was so perfect for the twins. All right. And Buzz says back to Rex, Woody is no longer lost. He knows where he belongs. And that was from YouTube, scene 9. And that was at 12:43, which is the Hanging Man and the Three of Cups coming together, the three friends. All right. So we had Rex, Buzz, and Woody. So, and then what came out, so continuing from that backtracking and the twist of fate and the imbalance and the slowdown, the sun is out. Expose your children juggling whistleblowers, getting over their grief, loss, and regret, and their guilt and shame. Playing like young fools, spreading the word, love. And then my song, Breathe a Wave, if you haven't listened to it, you can get that on iTunes or Google or Amazon or CD Baby. Or if you want to get the CD from me, I can send you a CD if you're in the United States. But on my CD is a song called Breathe a Wave. And so the lyrics from Breathe a Wave came up. And breathe a wave, find a cure, and show that your heart is pure. But what came up here for me was I wrote that song around 2000. And I went into the studio to record these first songs literally the week of 9/11. Okay, I had never taken off a week for any reason to stay home in 25 years, but I did that week. I was going to practice, and it was the first time I went into a studio to record my songs. And so there was never a time I was home to watch the news in the morning, or would I anyway, because I wasn't interested in watching the news. But I would never be home at that time anyway, because I was always at work at like 6:30, at the latest 7, so I'm never home at that time. But because I took off to record my music that week, I was home and literally was watching the news and watched the second plane go into the building. So I also sent my songs off to a song organization that reviews them for movies and stuff like that. And they give you comments about what they liked or didn't like about the song. And I never forgot that the one line of the song says, no one fights the inevitable. And it's just love. No one fights the inevitable, love, right? Because love is love. And the question I got back from that line of the song was, the person reviewing it asking me, what kind of love were you referring to? And I'm just laughing because I'm like, what does it matter? It's love that's the inevitable, not the kind of love. So that came up in that read. So at 12:53, which is the Hangman and the Knight of Swords, juggling exposure in order to heal, using imbalance and the retrogrades to reach to the central sun, expanding the sham fight games. The tool with open heart leaps with a bag. The fool leaps with an open heart, with a bag and flower in hand, with the sun at his back, ready to play ball. Step up to the plate. Take a swing. Just watch out, Divine Masculine, for that ego, for arrogance can trip you up at a moment's notice. Fighting your way through, up to bat at the ranch house or country house, or staking your land or plot, with pure loyal friend who's pure even when they get hot. Always ready for a walk, some play, or small talk, or getting the message out. The arrogant fool and his innocent dog tagging behind faithfully. Here, pup, have a bone. Lap up my mess when I'm done and when I'm alone. And then I was getting, it's a man's world, right? So that was coming up. As my son came out to talk right before that at 1:13 is the Magician and the Death card change, transformation. Feet and boots were also coming up with fold over flaps, flat shoes and sandals. Someone has a thing for feet and or shoes or boots, a status symbol. The Page of Pentacles upright and the Page of Swords upright. And the aftermath of sudden events and or epiphanies with Scorpio reversed there. A move, travel, or ascending, or a bold move to take the show on the road. The Emperor reversed takes a fall, or out of control, or got hit by a car. It's a secret who did it. All right, so that could be a family secret too, that someone got hit by a car, but no one actually knows who was actually driving. Viking Princess with Torah and Cross to Bear was coming up right there. So again, Emperor reversed takes a fall, or out of control, or got hit by a car, and it's a secret who did it. Viking Princess with Torah and Cross to Bear was coming up here, or driving with father to pray, or to a nursing facility. Ascension on the rise as the patriarchy falls. High Priestess secret or psychic abilities in order to keep the peace. In state of emergency, ascending to a higher love. Who let the dogs out? Blocking the car or emergency vehicle, or police dogs, or dogs are well trained to take orders, not by the Emperor reversed, but by the Viking Princess, the High Priestess or religious woman with hook in her tail or train. And I was getting Barbara Jean there too from Michael Jackson. And Man in the Mirror was coming up big time during this read. So Man in the Mirror, Barbara Jean, a lot of Michael Jackson stuff was coming up there. Bunny ears, antenna, feeling or feel... wait a minute. Bunny ears, antenna, feet wrapping. So somebody's feet are wrapped up. They may have diabetes or, ulcers, things like that. I was getting feet wrapped up. Or silver snake pointed boots or shoes. The Emperor falls. The warrior takes over in the puppet show as the puppet master. Scorpio reversed, Aries reversed, Cancer upright, and Pisces upright were right here. Separation and getting to know each other came up for the masculine. And then the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, legacy, or can represent the country as well with financial, hits right now. Dysfunctional family, business, legacy, or country and financial loss, or just spending. No fantasy mirror. Death be not proud. Cutting out the crap, burying the past. Dead weight. Calcifications from your life. Clearing for the spring. A Scorpio dead man walking, or who doesn't like to garden or do yard work, or living with his ex, or living with his ex and her lover, or a teen and boy or girlfriend in the house. Hierophant reversed, old man, out of here, or divorce, breaking contract, or surprised and gave you your wish. Taurus reversed, Scorpio upright, and dysfunctional family or business shock you in a good way, Divine Masculine, at 1:35. I was definitely getting someone finally giving in and giving them their wish. One is Magician at 35 is the Wounded Warrior or the Mary Magdalene energy. The Hierophant and the Emperor, both reversed. They fall. It's like the patriarchy fall. And that can be a connection between religion and state. So a religious leader and a state leader, right? Or the old men, right? Two brothers who are in different fields, church and state. Those different energies were coming up there. Or Aries reversed and Taurus reversed. Scorpio is upright here. Surprised in getting their wish. Self-satisfaction in a love relationship. Perhaps love on the park bench with fruit, lantern, and a fan. No more two butts for the Hierophant reversed, but someone is cooking vegetarian style. Perhaps getting old man out of the house for a dinner date. Perhaps crabby old man passed away and someone might be happy about it. Change is number 5, which is the Hierophant again, and perseverance was beneath that, which is number 4, the Emperor. So here we just talked about the Emperor and the Hierophant, and here they come up in the numbers of change and perseverance. Hierophant and Emperor. And then the Devil upright and Temperance upright, along with the Tower and the Moon upright and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Devil is on fire, lit up, turned on, with patient transmuter or Sagittarius fire swallower, starting over in love, in sudden event, explosion, eruption, epiphany, or orgasm, or tree that was hit by lightning. Capricorn upright, Sagittarius upright, Scorpio upright, all starting over, dumping out mediocre love and boredom. Empty victory for arrogant man of deception at 144. That's the 144. And then that led me to looking up the new moon date, which happens to be on April 22nd, which I looked up, and I just picked Astrology King to look up the new moon, the date. And it's 4/22/20, but it says tragedy because the Taurus new moon, which conjuncts Uranus in a square. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not a square, it conjuncts Uranus, but squares Saturn. So there's definitely a negative energy there of, and then the Taurus also in the sky, though, is seen as the ram and the Aries energy of it being aggressive. So there's some kind of event that's supposed to happen around that energy, causing sadness for some. So, and that came up with the 144. So empty victory for the arrogant man of deception. And then the full moon comes up on 4/7/20 at 10:35. That's on the East Coast, is the pink moon here. And then love is a battlefield, perception. Deception or Delta Dawn, pooling in the early morn. The Queen of Pentacles is upright, the angel and the devil supporting the angel by suddenly dumping the Holy Grail, or letting go of the idea and temptation to experience the real thing, no idolizing. To finish what he started after 3 years seems like what they started. So this is paralleling Jesus Christ Superstar. He didn't start it. This is the Garden of Gethsemane, saying that he didn't start it. Then he was inspired. He's speaking from the first person now in the song. Then I was inspired, now I'm sad and tired. I forget the words exactly, but tell me surely I've exceeded expectations, tried for 3 years. So, and it repeats that, tried for 3 years seems like 30, and then tried for 3 years seems like 90. Fighting off deception of the love of a good woman at 155, which is the magician and the truth, Excalibur. And Cancer reversed, or one who's fighting cancer or the virus, or a virus. Angel and devil no longer settling for second best. In a sudden epiphany, they're fighting for the one, the test. The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, or the secret or psychic energy, or High Priestess or Viking Princess, separate and get wish of a change after perseverance. Remember, that's purse and everence. Reverence for purse strings, which has to do with financial discipline, which came up already in this read, or in the prior read. So recently is the reflection, or the hermit reverse, coming out, with the weight of the world upon their shoulders in the awakening to a passionate movement, standing up for self to rumors and negative talk, spying and lying, and mouthy kids, or kids mouthing off. The King of Wands reverse, tired or mad, or abusing their use of their sexual power or prowess, exposing all, sunshine, kids, or Leo, and the world is upright, the cycle complete, the sealed divine feminine, as the Page of Pentacles reversed, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, with Pisces dumping emotional attachments and coming out of isolation. 2 to 3 Hermits could be here, or 2 to 3 Virgos, all coming out together, shedding light on an awakening, burdens, and passionate movement, Knight of Wands and or dumping emotions and attachments and dreams on the Page of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed by exposing it all around the world at 208, which is the High Priestess, and the Strength card, which can be Leo as well, Pisces and Leo. So the Page of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed can be a child and a father who are both in a bad mood, or it can be just the King of Wands reversed with rumors, whether he's spreading them or they're about him. He's either tired, mad, or abusing his sexual power there. So 209 is the High Priestess and the 9, which is the Hermit. The Foundation is the Queen of Cups upright, not sharing feelings or energetic exchange, frustrated under the radar, released from anxiety, prison of uncomfortable energies of rejection, jealousy, and refusal to love. Or the Queen of Cups with 2 kids, the Page of Wands reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, one with tantrums and frustration and out of control, or holding back feelings under the radar, or mad. And the other one free from prison with the Page of Wands reversed, right? So they may feel imprisoned by their outward temper tantrums and things like that because they're very physical. But they're the Knight of Cups reversed, processing their own emotions while others around are freaking out. Or the Knight of Cups could be crying and whiny and moody. The Knight of Cups reversed. So there's Page of Pentacles upright and the Page of Swords upright, which can be 2 children upright. But the Page of Wands is reversed and the Knight of Cups is reversed. And the Page of Cups reversed is also not right there, but in the read is reversed as well. So there could be a lot of kids here who are up and down. They can be different kids or kids having the next door neighbor kids over to play because they know they're fine. Or it could be 2 kids and then the inner children of the masculine and the feminine. Or perhaps the karmic involved as well. So the Queen of Cups upright, stuck with a bunch of moody kids or rammy kids, or 2 good ones, well balanced, and the inner moody children of the Queen of Cups and their partner. The central energy is the 6 of Swords, the peace state. While at war, the Queen of Swords with bodyguard to speak her peace and receive love, healing, and forgiving, and a family that may be having issues but are spending to free themselves from insecurities and manipulations of unhappy and of dissatisfied King of Pentacles reversed, who may just be ungrounded but also could be a greedy man or losing money and status now. The Divine Masculine or the Queen of Cups may find peace, defending the Queen of Swords, so it could be one or the other. The Queen of Cups definitely may be finding peace, defending the Queen of Swords. To the kids and the King of Wands, if the King of Wands reversed is the Divine Masculine, he's not defending the Queen of Cups, or the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Cups is defending the Queen of Swords. Offering the truth. So again, the Divine Masculine or the Queen of Cups, which could be a mother or mother-in-law, may find peace defending the Queen of Swords. To the kids and or the King of Wands reversed, offering truth and receiving affection from those she helps. Talking about the Queen of Swords, like I would be talking here, right, to people, and then you guys who, we lift each other up. So there's lots of affection there. The challenge being the 8 of Pentacles, working to align, taking care of details, organizing, and being creative. The Queen of Cups upright with the King of Cups reversed, him coming up here insecure and manipulative, or without the tools to deal with affection or express affection or to show affection. The King of Cups reversed may be unhappy or dissatisfied with the King of Pentacles reversed, which can be a child of theirs, or the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles, they're both reversed, share emotional issues or alcoholism. So they could be father and son. Or it could be the masculine and his father-in-law as well. They may share the same issues. But there could be alcoholism or just depression here, or just the inability to show emotion. And then the Queen of Cups is disappointed in the King of Pentacles reversed, that they don't see eye to eye, or because they won't see face to face, so they can't right now, or because the son never visits their mother, that kind of energy. Or in surrender and unable to see each other face to face, the King of Cups reversed may be offering money or a new life to get the Queen of Cups to surrender to him. So they could be parents who are fighting with each other. And disconnect from the King of Pentacles reversed, which could be maybe the King of Cups and Queen of Cups split up and he wants her to come back to him, or they're not split up and the King of Cups feels like the sun is between them, right? That the sun, that's her baby and he always gets his way and she doesn't pay enough attention to him as her husband. So there's a couple different scenarios that could come from that. But there's definitely a square disconnect between the wounded warrior in surrender, the King of Pentacles reversed, working to align, and no options or unable to implement their choice of path at this time. The King of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Swords is upright, reaping rewards of affection for each other, one talking and the other not listening, reaping insecurities of lovers, the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups upright. So in other words, imitating their parents, because one is the King of Swords reversed with the Knight of Swords coming in, you know, like the masculine always telling people that she's always on my case. It's kind of like that energy. So this is where the wound of the masculine and his partner imitating the parents, repeating patterns of family, of the feminine talks and the masculine ignores. A wound, listen to this carefully because this is important wounding, a wound that she can't be heard, that the woman has no rights as a woman. She has been held down, she's been held prisoner, she's been held less than, raped, mutilated, owned, no name, nameless. Doesn't matter what you say or that you exist. The masculine ignores because last time he showed love to the divine feminine, his family rejected him or sent him to war to keep them apart. Put him between a rock and a hard place of choosing between her and his judgmental family, a social status thing, and norms at 231, which is the High Priestess, and 31 of expansion and fighting, conflict, battle. So at 232, which is the High Priestess and the journeyman, and the journeyman is what? The one that goes off to war or comes back from the war in one piece, right? To bring good news. But because of her love, his wound is that he lost money, he lost family and status. He lost the ability to get work and take care of his family, facing starvation, death, seen as a failure, seen as weak or unable to provide for his family. Reaping what we sow when we reject love and self-love, a higher love. She is abused by her husband, and he is abused by the world and war. Only freedom for either is learning to love self and then share that wealth. The truth presented to set you free. It's always your choice to blame another if you so choose to. Living together and unable to connect is cheating yourselves of truth. Living apart, unable to come together, is cheating yourselves from truth and freedom. The Queen of Cups, Empress reversed, is coming up as good cop, bad cop. The Queen of Cups coddles, and the Empress reversed is the evil mother who punishes. So this could be a mother and a mother-in-law, or a mother and a grandparent, right? Who have very different perspectives. Someone who's constantly on his case, or both of them won't shut up about it, right? Because they both want to be right. So having their mother and their mother-in-law in the same house, right, might be enough to drive anyone crazy, right? There'll also be a mother-daughter team, the tag team, the wife and mother-in-law, or the mother and sister. Uncomfortable energies around in not avoiding anymore, the avoid dance, but staying and trying to work it out to win in a losing battle. Like, why are you trying to win? Like, this is the commitment, right? The masculine has to win, right? You can't lose, you can't give up. So it's about, you know, you're married till you die, even if you're suffering terribly. You're sacrificing your whole life in order for other people to have it easy, as opposed to you doing what you need to do for yourself to make yourself happy, which is actually the essence of what's supposed to happen, so that your positive and happiness can then spread out to those around you, which then inspires them to find their own happiness and their expression, which then can make them money. All right, so this is the whole energy around the issue here. So there's uncomfortable energies around in trying not to do the avoid dance anymore, but staying and trying to work it out to win, but in a losing battle. when they need to be going with the flow. The Knight of Swords warrior surprised by release of imprisoning energies, the third energy, or jealous under the radar, of revenge by flirtation, teasing innocent victims in order to get back at your partner, using other people's hearts for sexual game playing, casual sex, and instant gratification. That someone always gets hurt, whether you choose to see that or not, according to your ego. The Page of Cups reversed can come up as entitled, spoiled child, turning a blind eye and pretends so they don't have to deal with the less thans. Remember, the fours, the level 4 people who are only surviving as opposed to manifesting their dreams. Or after flirtations and two people coming together. So this is like a game that a couple plays where when they're mad at each other, they flirt with other people to get the other one pissed off, so they come back together again. But meanwhile, using other people to do that. And then coming back together for casual sex with your partner who you're not even in love with. The Page of, it's like, you know, angry sex, that kind of stuff. Because the only way they can get aroused is by fighting because they don't love each other. The Page of Cups, or one person doesn't love the other. It depends on the relationship. But the Page of Cups feels rejected or shy and vulnerable is the other end of the coin. Or finally finds the right words to express their emotions because they have trouble expressing them in being creative. Knowing and keeping to themselves, but being stubborn and disabled, on strike, or having no work, or being still. Suffering in silence, stressed, purging, crying, not sleeping, headache or heartache, that HA moment, which is also the 81 of the end of karma. The Page of Cups reversed may be called a crybaby for releasing emotions that their body wants to release. And why should they be called that? But that's what the masculine has grown up with. So now, in the crowning position is the Sovereign upright, the 9 of Pentacles. The Hermit coming out, feeling a failure under the radar, wanting attention or not wanting the negative attention they're getting. Imprisoned by anxiety and surrender, giving up, Queen of Pentacles. The Sovereign offering love, and another Sovereign grounding, integrating that offer. Or they're just bored with love or apathetic about it. They've seen it all before, or gets love offers every day, so they're oversatiated. They feel entitled to love. They can pay a servant to do those things for them, or they'll give it to them for free. Or in other words, a user of other people's hearts at 254, which is the High Priestess and the Page of Swords. So Sovereign to Sovereign, Hermit's coming out under the radar. At night, the masculine's always in 2 relationships, as long as he's not with his twin. At night, 2 relationships with the Queen of Cups and the Empress reversed. And this can be just family relationships as well. Like they could have mothers and in-laws living in the house as well, sisters, all that kind of stuff. But the Devil waves, or Capricorn stealing or running away from the Queen of Wands reversed, that he uses by day to go to another at night, or perhaps 2 people at night. Because if the masculine's married and then cheating on them with somebody else, and then they're a twin, then they're cheating on 2 people because they're with their twin all the time. The Cancer Queen of Cups with the Devil Capricorn at night, and the Empress reversed, or the Taurus Queen of Wands reversed at day. Or Sovereign and Queen of Cups at night, and the Queen of Wands reversed Taurus, or mother and daughter, or sister during the day. Night and day, day and night, surrounded by women, he can't escape. Perhaps twin teens or 2 daughters, or the Queen of Cups finding peace with Sovereign or daughter, and the challenge being working with all of them. Or Leo and Taurus see Capricorn, Cancer, or Virgo as the dark, taking what they own, their property, their bread and butter, the masculine. At night drinking and mirroring perhaps parents or a friend, a relationship, and exposing everything during the day, no longer avoiding the dance, right? So exposing their emotions and their issues in order to work through them because they're stuck with each other. The Knight of Cups reversed could be jealous or feeling rejected. And the Knight of Swords is upright here, suffering in silence the injustice, or Libra reverse, getting over, or getting one over on the Queen of Swords, fanning the man in the mirror, or giving him too much credit. To release self from energetic prison or energy vampiring, over at the moment, but then all of a sudden it starts up again when he comes back together with his spouse or another woman for casual sex. Always with two lovers at once when he's a twin, when there's a twin involved and they're not with their twin. So if they're a twin and they're not with their twin, then they're cheating because they're always with a third person in their relationship. So the Divine Masculine is taking advantage of the threesome and breaking the Divine Feminine's heart, unable or not allowed to express her vulnerable emotions that have been cut off, ignored, pushed down, a nobody, nothing more than pond scum, scum of the earth, nothing more than the stuff he clears off of his shoes, the heel that crushed the violet, and the fragrance of forgiveness that was shed. And that's from Mark Twain's saying. Two lovers in separation or three-way heartbreak, offering money, time, and energy of new life and keeping it to themselves, being still, stubborn, and suffering in silence. But soon is the starseed, a fresh new start, a big bomb dropped or a big download. There's no option but to disconnect and keep to self at night in order to stay sane. The King of Pentacles reversed and another King of Pentacles reversed, disconnected at work, without options, perhaps partners or brothers or best friends break up, a work partnership, perhaps with the Queen of Cups upright and the King of Cups reversed. Perhaps the Queen of Cups and the Empress reversed, and two mothers, or mother and grandmother, are chiming in constantly, keeping to himself at night, or with Cancer and or Aries, Cancer or at night, or on a quest to be present with the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups family, standing up for self to the Queen of Cups and family, or defending the Queen of Wands reversed per her order or her command at 319, which is the Empress and the Sun. And that could be the mother and son right there. That could be a little clue to what's actually going on. So the Empress and the Sun, too, can be the partner or the mother and the masculine. So the Queen of Wands reversed on a quest at the present to defend herself to the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups reversed family, focusing on love. I'm sorry, the Ten of Cups is up right here. Focusing on love, emotional fulfillment. That he sees himself as the Ace of Pentacles upright, ready for a new start and a new life. Or an infusion of money, time, and energy, a fresh new start. Moving and dumping things and people who no longer serve, rejected, vulnerable crybabies, spoiled and entitled children. The Ace of Wands, a new passion to separate or have sex in separation. It's like a new passion to separate, or someone's excited to separate so they can have sex in separation. Deliberating the King of Cups reversed, or causing the King of Cups reversed to choke on his words, right? Wanting a father or a father-in-law to take back what he said. Holding back an announcement, the King of Cups reversed, or holding back a call, or that wake-up call to action, right? Not hearing the call. The dark night, death, end, change, or transformation, getting past the stubborn block of spoiled Aquarius child, or a past block to healing and dreams. Scorpio and Aquarius here, perhaps Pisces and Virgo too, they could be kids, or adult people acting like kids, dumping everything except a new passion, a third energy, in order to get past his blocks to his dreams, and or to heal from a child or his own childhood. And then the cards that came up for him were this could be the one, playfulness, release your ex, and it is safe for you to love. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he's seen, is the Five of Wands upright, with the world conflicted and at battle, or the sealed Divine Feminine expanding, marching to the beat of her own drummer boy. It could be the Five of Wands world. The world is conflicted, or just the neighborhood could be conflicted too, and maybe having issues in the neighborhood, being at battle. Or the sealed Divine Feminine expanding, marching to the beat of her own drummer boy, a real live boy. No bulls or lions welcome, referencing stubborn people or egotistical people. They are sealed out. The Empress reversed in lack or ill or disabled, or just someone who's not a nice person, and the Page of Pentacles, Earth Child, student, or an opportunity or invitation in need of courage to do that. Perhaps the Empress reverse is extending an invitation to a weak Leo, or a Taurus extending an invitation to a weak Leo, or to a Pisces, or the Divine Feminine, or to the world, to get closure, to come full circle. The masculine needs to clear blocks of the Page of Wands reversed, removing the mask to let go and repair with the Queen of Pentacles reversed for emotional fulfillment. Relationship change comes up, and the Devil and or Capricorn, which can be the King of Swords reversed as well, or that they could be two separate people. The King of Swords reversed with third party giving up his penis to the highest bidder, perhaps, after dumping third party that he can't actually dump. So even more so than relationship change comes up for the masculine here is making an effort and individuality, being authentic to yourself. Surrendering choice between crystal and crystal ball. Giving up to source for a new life, no longer confused and frustrated on how to express emotions of knowing and staying sane while being stubborn or blocked and suffering in silence, stressed out. Surrendering to work to align with true creativity and desire in order to rise above, awaken, and come out. And it seems like here he's trying to make deals with God, all right? Because why are you surrendering to God? Because I know firsthand, if you don't know who the one is, why would you want someone who thinks you're second or third or fourth or fifth in line, the backup plan, which the feminines have been to the masculine? The King of Pentacles reversed with issues at work, with Taurus, Hierophant, and commitments, contract, communities, societal expectations, losing money and status, and the Indigo reversed insecure about an offer to the Divine Feminine's heart at the E-Tower, with no options or unable to implement their path right now. In the slowdown, downturn, or twist of fate, impatient fallen angel finds peace at last. And that was at 340, which is the Empress, and the Page of Cups, that innocent love. So the higher self is coming up is impatient. So the higher self of the masculine is the feminine, with release from prison of awakening, right? The Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, which can be a child in the Queen of Cups, or it can be her opportunity to invite or extend an offer. The Queen of Cups with new life expansion or games, could be someone dealing with kids and competitions as well. And the Hermit coming out to a peaceful place, challenged by working or trying to align and get their ducks in a row. In a fresh start, in a leap of faith, with a big download, with the Page of Wands reversed, removing the mask. And the Sovereign in surrender to the King of Pentacles reversed, who may feel insecure with the Divine Feminine's heart, who may have no options at the E-Tower, because she's always connected to her masculine. All right, so you have opportunity of the Page of Pentacles and the Hermit reverse coming out, and the Queen of Pentacles upright, and the Queen of Cups finding peace with Sovereign, the independent one, and that could be a teen child as well. But the challenge being the working, the getting organized for a new life, the fresh start with an open heart and leap of faith, expanding the Page of Wands reversed, or conflicted with the Page of Wands reversed, being humbled in surrender of the King of Pentacles reversed, Indigo reversed, which can be his inner child, or that can literally be a King of Pentacles reversed with their child who's insecure. But insecurity is about proposing anything to the Divine Feminine's heart at the E-Tower, to reap rewards without option, perhaps implement a move later. So this read, the central energy was all about peace, finding a peace or peaceful place. The challenge being work, working to align, getting organized, getting your ducks in a row, learning how to be more creative. And it was culminating in a surrender to peace, or a peaceful place once you're able to move, or once things are flowing again. So there's a really good message here. There's a lot of crap that comes up, but it's a lot of good stuff, because it keeps coming up like blasting the crap off of the spark plugs, you know, when you rev your engine, getting the last of the wounds out of you. It's like a sudden blast to just blast it all out of you, which can reference the first physical time together too in Heroes Gammas, right? Because it blasts out a lot of viral issues and things like that too. All right, so it's already 1:24, so I'm not going to pull any oracle cards, but I might do a little something later today if I have enough energy. But I'll show you the cards. All right, we have the Seeker of Crystals, the underlying energy, The reflection of the Hermit is the recent past. Foundation here is the Sage of Chalices. Okay, and the center card is the Six of Orbs, or Swords. The challenge being the Eight of Crystals, or Pentacles, the underlying energy there, and then the crowning card is that Sovereign, the Nine of Pentacles. And then we scroll across here, the 40 Bridge to the Starseed, which is upright, and the Ace of Pentacles, which is finally upright. And a big new start. And around the masculine is the Five of Wands upright, expanding. And the block has to do with the Page of Wands reversed because they're taking off that mask. He's worried it might douse his flame. And then we have the Two of Pentacles here, which is like surrender, but it's upright for sure. The King of Pentacles above that is Akashic Records, which is reversed, so it's letting go of the Akashic Records. And then we have the Indigo above that, which is reversed. And then we have the E-Tower of the Divine Feminine's Heart, which is upright, reaping rewards. And then ending with the Twin Flames card, but that is reversed as well, right? Because there's no options right now in choosing a path because you can't go anywhere. And there's the Mass and Finding Peace, though. So there's with the turn of events, the twist of fate, the slowdown, the turn down of things, and impatience, in spite of all of that, finding peace, which is great. All right, now look at the cards. The underlying energy is very greens to teals. And then the cards that came out, we have individuality, effort, and relationship change, which is the throat chakra, solar plexus, and sacral chakras. Okay? So speaking truth, staying in your heart and your creative energy. So make sure you drink your water and get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, especially if it's a sunny day. Make sure you get some sun, all right? That helps recharge you and clear your energies as well. And to all of you, rise and be loved.